tattoo. It's not real. That's real. So I was like a late developer, very, very late developer. I had a quite boyish figure all the way through primary school. Was kind of very small, very naturally, very slim, because I was always very athletic, and hadn't ever dealt with even being conscious of my body. It was just, when people used to say at school, like, oh, I don't like my arms, I'd be like, how can you not like your arms? They're just your arms. And then I hit about 17, coming into a womanly body a bit later than everyone else, when they kind of dealt with that and then maybe naturally slimmed down. I suddenly, this huge inflow of kind of needing to be something, I wanted to be a smaller version of what I was. But I can't remember now a time since I was 17 where I've been confident, fully confident in the way I look.
And to me, that's unbelievable. It's really interesting to hear you say that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's a journey that we all go through. And it's very hard for girls because you have this massive hormonal influx. Getting used to the whole thing, like having periods, having a cycle or anything. What is this whole thing? What is this whole thing that I'm now part of, that's happening to me, that I don't understand? And your emotions go up and down, you know, like saying, like a roller coaster, and therefore often your weight goes up and down. Your hormonal cycle, so you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
But you have to have patience with the fact that your hormones will settle down and arrive as who they are.
Yeah.
Into the woman you. It's difficult when it's not quite the same time as everybody else, you know, and it's very difficult for people when it's younger.
Yeah.
And then they turn into a woman, and they appear to be a woman on the outside, but they're still very much a child on the inside, and that's really hard.
You know, when I was about 17, 18, people would say like, Grace, you're just so curvy. I just was there like, oh, like, it felt as if the Grace that I was trapped in this body of someone that I didn't yet feel I was comfortable in, and I didn't know how to be that person. It would be like from the moment I woke up in the morning to the moment I went to bed, or I saw a mirror, it was like, I think if you could see my mind chatter, like my inner conversation, my voice, I feel a bit emotional, but if I read all the words that I was saying to myself, it was awful. I think I'd wake up and just be like, all this, like, you look horrific, you look this, but just constantly. So then I think what I did was I judged my entire worth on what size clothes I fitted. Still, I had to struggle with it to this day, and it's just something that I have to work on.
No, but it's really genuine, and so true for so many people.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to have this as a conversation, because my natural body type, I weigh the same now as I do the day I left school.
Right.
Oh my God, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I have hundreds of food allergies that keeps me lucky, that I can't eat foods that everybody else can. I have excruciating rheumatoid arthritis in my joints.
Really?
I was diagnosed at 14. Long way down the line, we find out that actually it's all these food allergies that I have.
Right.
And if I stick to the diet that I do, I have no rheumatoid arthritis whatsoever, and my weight stays the same. People look at me, oh, you're so lucky. I think, I'm not lucky.
No, yeah.
There's a lot of the payoff that makes me look like this.
Yeah.
So I look on the bright side. This is one of the gifts of other people would play victim role, that I've been unable to drink alcohol, to eat cakes and biscuits, pasta, everybody's favourite food. I haven't been able to have since I was 14 years old.
When a couple of years ago, when I had a breakup, I actually ended up losing like quite a lot of weight in quite a short amount of time, and it was because I just felt so sick all the time that I couldn't eat. I'd go out and people would say like, oh my God, Grace, like, you've lost so much weight, you look amazing. Like, oh my God, you look incredible. Or, oh my God, what have you done? What are you doing? And suddenly, it was all this, the crazy amount of like compliments I was getting, and like really positive reinforcement. And it only ever then built this demon in me that's like, for me to be attractive and for me to be desirable,
you have to be suffering.
have to be, one, suffering, but two, I have to, because actually I've never been, as a woman, I've never been the size I've been when I was going through that breakup. So it's without sadness, without actually starving, because I was actually I just didn't eat, and that figure that I was getting complimented on, you know, I'd eat a hot cross bun a day. Like, that's not what anyone should be doing. But yeah, I was getting complimented at that weight, even though it's not a weight that I know now. I feel the happiest I've felt in such a long time. And I'm eating normally now, and I'm like, this is just me.
It's really, really interesting, this inner dialogue that you have is so can make or break you so much that you get so, you know, you think, I can't even go out the front door. They're going to laugh at me. People are going to judge me. People are going to do this.
Oh yeah, I've not gone to things before. So many things. And it's honestly because I'm putting an outfit on. I look in front of the mirror and it's just like, oh, it just feels so horrific that I'm just like, it's actually easier if I just don't go.
Oh my God. You see, and how sad but true is that?
No,
probably for a lot of people.
I think everyone, like you said, we all need to be less judgmental. Like even talking about this now, I feel, I don't feel like I can really talk about this because there are people that have got it so much worse. I can almost feel the thoughts of people even right now, just being like, who does she think she is? Sat there being like, oh, I just really don't like my body.
Do you know what you are? Human.
Yeah.
We all share the same emotional range of hopes, dreams, fears, insecurities. You suffering these makes you be able to connect with other people that suffer these. It makes you understand what the human condition is, not just what the grace condition is, but what other people are feeling. And if they're sitting there judging you, like you said, you're feeling that they're sitting there judging you, then maybe they should question that judgment themselves and thinking, are you living in a glass house making these judgments that somebody couldn't turn right round and judge you for? If you don't want to be judged by other people, you have to learn to let go of the judgment of yourself. And it has to start with an enormous dose of self-forgiveness.
Yeah.
You've got to forgive yourself for all the harsh judgment on yourself before you can even get off the ground to start forgiving yourself for other people you may have judged. And as I said before, I'm sure, if not on here, I've certainly said it to you before, that the lowest vibration emotions that we experience are guilt and shame and blame. And you feel ashamed for your judgment for others. And you feel ashamed for the judgment of yourself that you don't even voice to others, like you were saying. The horrible back chat that you've given yourself, is you've never even dared voice because it's so bad, you know, so you feel ashamed. And what it needs to do is to come up and be aired and go, well, that's rubbish. Because when you get locked into your own internal dialogue, you're not giving yourself good counsel.
No.
You've only got one side of an opinion, and then you start to believe that as truth. And then you believe it so much, you think, oh no, that is the truth.
No one else is saying it but you, and that's quote of the video.
Oh yes.
Is don't believe everything you think.
Oh, I like it.
Because when you think something, of course you're going to believe it because it's just your thought. But actually, no, like the mind is so clever, and it's not out to get us. Our minds are trying to make us survive. So there's an animal part of our brain that's just survival of the fittest, trying to make us survive. And if you're creating these connections in your brain, if you're creating these synapses where you're going, mirror, jeans don't fit, you're gross, and then you do that, it's like boom, boom, boom. Mirror, jeans don't fit, you're gross. And it's just this keeps happening. Not because your brain thinks you're awful, it's just because it's constantly learning. And it's like you see a spider, your mum screams, okay, seeing a spider, fear. And then you create these links. It's the same thing with everything. It's bad habits that are formed within your brain.
Your mind is only your mind talking. It's not the whole of your life. You think your mind is your life. It's not. You do know that you have another aspect within yourself. When you get that mind chatter, you can stop it and go, well, I don't like that chat. So who's that third person? There's your mind telling you something, but you can actually interrupt it. So you can break that cycle. You've got to support yourself from the inside. You go, no, that way doesn't support you. Stop it. Look in the mirror, have a reality check. Be right here, right now. Be present. Lessen it and focus on something else, like how gorgeous the day is, or what you can go and do for somebody else. See the old lady at the bus stop, smile at her, and it makes her day. You've empowered yourself to get up and do something better.
Anytime I would be like, no, you actually are going to go out, you're being silly. I then have the best time. I wouldn't even, if I'm chatting with friends, and then that suddenly goes out the window, and like it's you're saying, people aren't friends with you because of the way you look, and if they are, then that's an awful friendship, and you want to get out of that. When I think of my friends, my closest friends, they're my closest friends because when I'm with them, they make me feel happy. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm hanging out with you because you've got a great ass. It doesn't happen. Like, you just don't do that. And that's why when some of my friends have said, I'm feeling really awful, it's like how your reaction was to me when I just said that earlier. I'm like, I've never even crossed my mind that they would be thinking about themselves in that way, because in my mind they're just fab the way they are.
Exactly. You are all fabulous, exactly the way you are.
So that's really helped me.
You did so well.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, those tears at one point, they were really.
If you are inspired by any of our conversations or any of the topics that we've brought up, then please feel free to join us. We're going to start a Facebook page, aren't we? And we're going to start in in the real world join-up group for a sofa circle. No? Soul food
sofa sessions, all the S's.
Yeah. Coffee shop meetup.
Yes.
So I live in Brighton, and Kent Town particularly, and there's a fabulous coffee shop that I thought we would start there.
Yep.
So if this goes out early in the week, then maybe we'll have a meet up on a Thursday between 2 and 4, so that if you can come before the school run, or you can come after the school run, we're just going to do a window where you could come. So you can either come and join the conversation, just be there as part of an awareness of a group of conscious people who are there just having coffee, knowing that it's like-minded people who can meet up in a real place.
Just coming to have a chat.
Yeah, to chat with me, or...
And you don't need to come with any kind of thoughts of what you want to talk about. It's just rocking up for a coffee
bring
and
a
seeing
friend,
where things go.
And we just thought, so it can be a real world place. And we can do it maybe in London sometimes, or in different locations.
I'm going to leave all the details down below for it. Please do subscribe to this channel, we'd love you to. And also comment any topics, anything you'd like us to talk about that you feel like would be a good conversation for us to have. We're very open to ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.